Hello FlossTube watchers, this is Deborah and I'm back to do another video about my current WIP in progress. As you'll see in front of you, I have a chart completed by Jan Hicks Creates, and this is called Winter Cottages. I have a lot of updates to talk about since I've last done a video, so there's a few things I'll show you in addition to this WIP that I've been working on. This actual chart is pretty new to me because when I started it, she calls for Cosmo threads. I've never used Cosmo threads. I typically am a DMC thread stitcher, and Cosmo threads was something that I wanted to try because I heard Jean Farish talk about it on one of her cross stitch videos. So I got the chart and all of the threads that Jan Hicks calls for to do this design. So I'll go ahead and show you. This is my start so far on this chart. What I've noticed about Cosmo threads is that they seem to be a little fluffier than DMC threads, meaning for me is, basically my experience is that they don't twist as much as DMC threads do. And you'll notice right here my white stitches, I'm really happy with how those are turning out. They're laying really flat. The threads are very puffy and pretty. I hope y'all can see that closely. All of this is Cosmo thread and I really like how it's stitching up. So I think that there is a little bit of better quality when you use Cosmo. The DMC is just a little bit thinner for my taste. I'm sewing this on 32 Belfast linen, raw. The linen, I don't like it too much just because it is a little bit rough. It's not a softer linen, but since it's 32 count, it definitely is the right stitch count for me. I like to do 2/2. And it's turning out really well. I like that the birds are gonna come out in the design, and then there's some cardinals and everything in the stitching that I'll be doing on the top part of the chart. That's my current work in progress. While I was away, I was out of town and I had a trip to New York and I did some stitching there. I'll show you one of the finishes that I had. And when I came back, I was working on another design that I had a little while ago, and I have finished it. Sorry about the wrinkled fabric. I didn't iron these, but I just really wanted to show you that I finished these actual other WIPs that I had in my stash. This is a chart by the Calico Confectionery, and it is called A Child is Born. You'll notice that, yes, I did finish this in July, and that no, I don't mind stitching out of season. I started this in February, and obviously I didn't work on it every day, but I did actually get it done here in July, so I don't mind stitching Christmas any time of the year. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, and I definitely like working on charts out of season. It doesn't, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. This was pretty fun to do. The black, this is DMC threads. This is, I believe, also a 32 count Lugana. And I, did pretty good here with the stitching. The DMC is a little bit thin there for the black, but that's just, what happens. So I used 2 threads over 2 linen threads, 2/2 stitching. What I do like is that the designer calls for some gold thread. I'll get a little bit closer there. Gold metallic thread. And that is 1 gold metallic thread that I used to do that stitching. It's really shiny, really pretty. She also calls for a blend. So I did a gold thread and both metallic and actual cotton thread there. So there's a blend. And the star is really pretty. I made a big boo-boo in the star, but I'm not going to rip it out. I'm just gonna leave it as is because I'm really happy with how these 3 angels turned out. So that's my finish, and that chart again was called A Child is Born. Now I'm going to show you a finish that I worked on while I was in New York, and I started it in New York on my vacation, and then I finished it here recently. This is an artiste chart that I worked on. It was a full kit, and you'll see that it was worked on Aida. So when I do these kits, I use the actual included thread, artiste threads, and I stitch 2/1 on my Aida fabric. I did the back stitching as called for. I did leave a little bit of the back stitch off of there and some of the French knots. I don't really feel that they're necessary in this case, but I did complete the back stitching and the outlining in the little basket. That's pretty nice. So I just wanted to show you that design I also worked on. I started it in the airport, and I finished it here not that long ago. So those are my updates. I will be coming at you in the future to show you some more works in progress, and please click on my next video to see what that is. Thank you. Bye.